No to give in. Powerful motivational speech for success. Hook. Have you ever felt like giving up? Like the weight of the world is pressing down on you, suffocating every ounce of hope you have left? Let me tell you something right now. Don't give in. This is not the end of your story. This is the moment you rise, the moment you decide that failure is not an option. Because the truth is, the difference between those who succeed and those who don't isn't talent, it isn't luck. It's the will to keep going when everything inside you screams to quit. Section 1, the power of resilience. Life isn't easy. It's filled with challenges that can feel impossible to overcome. The world can seem heavy at times, like it's working against you rather than for you. But here's the truth. Resilience is what sets the successful apart from the ones who give up. Resilience isn't about being invincible. It's about getting back up when life knocks you down, and it will knock you down. Maybe you've already experienced it, a setback, a failure, or a roadblock that left you questioning everything. But you know what? That's okay. You don't have to get everything right the first time. Think about Thomas Edison, a name we all recognize. But do you know what he went through to become the man who invented the light bulb? He failed over 1,000,000 times. Imagine that. Over 1,000,000 attempts. And most people would have given up after just a handful of failures. But not Edison. He didn't see those failures as defeats. He saw them as lessons. Each time something didn't work, he got one step closer to finding what did. He didn't fail 1,000,000 times. He found 1,000,000 ways that didn't work. Each setback was simply a part of the journey. He kept moving forward, learning, growing, and adjusting. That's resilience. And let's talk about someone else you may be familiar with, Michael Jordan. You've probably heard about how he was cut from his high school basketball team, right? At the time, it must have felt like the end of the world. But instead of quitting, he used that moment as fuel. He didn't let it define him. He let it inspire him. Michael Jordan went on to become one of the greatest basketball players of all time. But his story is about much more than just the game. It's about resilience, the ability to keep pushing even when everything seems to be going wrong. You see, it's easy to feel defeated when you hit a roadblock. It's tempting to throw in the towel and say, maybe this isn't for me. But ask yourself, how many people you admire, how many people who have achieved greatness have faced adversity and still managed to rise above it? Think of Oprah Winfrey, who was told she was unfit for television. Or J.K. Rowling, who was rejected by dozens of publishers before Harry Potter became a global phenomenon. All of these stories have one thing in common. They're stories of resilience. But resilience isn't just about the big, world-changing moments. It's about everyday perseverance. It's waking up and doing the work even when you're tired. It's trying again when things don't go as planned. It's sticking with your goals even when progress feels slow. Even when it feels like you're not getting anywhere. The difference between success and failure isn't how many times you fall, it's how many times you rise. Ask yourself this. What would happen if you didn't quit? What would happen if you faced your challenges head on and kept going no matter how tough it gets? The truth is, you have no idea what's waiting for you on the other side of your struggles. You might be just one step away from a breakthrough, but you'll never know if you stop trying. Remember this. Resilience isn't a trait you're born with. It's a muscle you build over time. And the more you use it, the stronger it gets. Just like any muscle, it won't always be easy. There will be days when you feel drained, when you feel like you can't go any further. But those are the moments that matter the most. They're the moments where your resilience is forged. So the next time life knocks you down, and it will, get back up. Don't just think about the next step. Think about how far you've already come. All the times you've bounced back from disappointment, all the times you've pushed through when it seemed impossible. Those moments have prepared you for this. And if you keep going no matter what, you'll come out stronger on the other side. Here's the bottom line. Success isn't about never failing. It's about never giving up. The greatest victories in life don't come from avoiding obstacles, they come from overcoming them. And you have everything it takes to rise above. So I'll leave you with this. Whenever life tests you, whenever you feel like throwing in the towel, remember this. The moment you want to give up is often the moment right before the breakthrough happens. Stay resilient, keep pushing, because your story isn't finished yet. And the best chapters are yet to come. Let's go. Section 2. The Battle of the Mind. Extended voiceover script. The biggest battle you will ever face is the one inside your own mind. Every day, you're fighting thoughts that either push you forward or pull you back. And the truth is, most of us don't even realize how much power our thoughts have. Your thoughts shape your reality. You might be thinking, but how? Well, think about it for a second. If you constantly tell yourself, I'm not good enough, or I can't do it, that becomes your truth. Your mind starts to believe it. It starts to limit you. It builds walls around you. But here's the thing. These walls are made of nothing but beliefs, and they can be torn down, brick by brick. What if, instead of thinking, I'm not enough, you started saying, I can, I will, I must? What would that do to your life? How would that change the way you approach your dreams, your struggles, your everyday challenges? If you believe you can do it, you're halfway there. If you believe you will do it, you've already set yourself on the path. And if you believe you must do it, then nothing, no setback, no failure, no obstacle can stop you. Let's take Muhammad Ali as an example. Here was a man who, before he was even known by the world, said, I am the greatest. He wasn't trying to be arrogant. He wasn't trying to impress anyone. He was speaking life into his destiny. He knew that belief in himself was more powerful than any opponent in the ring. Do you think he would have become the champion if he spent all his time doubting himself? If he let his mind convince him that he wasn't worthy of the title? No, he believed it so deeply that it became his reality. And guess what? It worked. Think about this. How many times have you held yourself back because of negative thoughts? How many opportunities have slipped through your fingers because you doubted your own abilities? We've all been there. It's easy to get trapped in the cycle of self-doubt. But the moment you switch that mindset, the moment you start telling yourself, I can do this, that's when things start to change. We've all faced difficult moments. Maybe you've experienced failure or faced rejection. Maybe life hasn't always gone the way you hoped. But let me ask you this. Did you learn from it? Did you grow? Every single challenge you've faced has shaped you into who you are today. And every future challenge will continue to mold you into something even greater if you believe in it. The battle of the mind is real. It's the hardest one we'll ever face, but it's also the most rewarding. Imagine the strength, the power, and the resilience you would have if you chose to fight with a positive, determined mindset every day. Imagine how your life would change if, instead of focusing on what you don't have, you focused on what you can create, what you can become. But here's the catch. You need to take action. It's not enough just to think positively. The belief has to fuel your actions. You need to show up every day, even when it's hard, even when the world tells you it's not possible, because the truth is, it's never going to be easy, but it is always worth it. Now, take a moment. Ask yourself, what if I started speaking greatness into my life? What if I stopped limiting myself? What could I achieve? Where could I go? Who could I become? This is your call to action, right now, today. Make the choice to fight the battle inside your mind. Believe in yourself. Speak greatness over your life. And when you face those moments of doubt, remind yourself, I can, I will, I must. Your mind is your greatest weapon. Use it to build, not to destroy. You are stronger than you think. You are more capable than you realize. And the life you want is waiting for you just on the other side of your belief. So, let's get to work. Believe, act, and become the greatest version of yourself. No 3. The fire within, finding your why. When life throws challenges your way, it's easy to feel overwhelmed, to think about giving up. to wonder if it's all worth it. But in those moments, the one thing that can keep you moving forward is your why. Your why is that deep, unshakable reason you're working so hard, the thing that wakes you up every morning and pushes you to keep going even when it feels like you've hit a wall. So, what is your why? Why do you want to succeed? Is it to give your family a better life? Maybe it's a dream you've carried with you for years, or a desire to make a difference in the world. Whatever it is, remember this: when you hold on to your why, it will guide you through the toughest days. We've all been there, right? Times when we've questioned ourselves, felt stuck, or wondered if we'll ever reach that place we've been striving for. But here's the thing, those difficult moments, they're not the end of your story. They're just a part of it. Think about some of the most successful people out there. Take J.K. Rowling, for example. Here was a woman, a single mother, living in poverty, facing rejection after rejection from publishers. She was told her book would never make it, but she had a story to tell, and she wasn't about to let anyone or anything stand in her way. J.K. Rowling's why wasn't just about writing a book. It was about creating something that could inspire and bring hope to others. She held on to her vision even when the world was telling her no. And today, millions of readers around the world are grateful she didn't give up. Her books have touched hearts, changed lives, and sparked the imagination of generations. Now, maybe you're not trying to write a best-selling novel, but I'm sure you've got something in you too. Whether it's building a business, creating art, or simply improving your own life, there's a purpose behind your actions. Your why is what makes all the hard work, the sacrifices, and the sleepless nights worth it. But here's the truth: your why will be tested. There will be moments when you question it, moments when you wonder if it's worth it, and moments when you feel like quitting. That's when your why has to be stronger than your pain. You have to believe in it so deeply that nothing can shake you. It's what makes you push through the hard times, what makes you keep going when you feel like you've got nothing left to give. Think about it. Every great achievement, every breakthrough came because someone believed in their why so much they refused to let anything stop them. It's not always about talent or luck. It's about perseverance. It's about knowing deep down that your why is worth fighting for. And when you get to that point, when you truly understand your purpose, there's no mountain too high. So ask yourself, what's your why? What's the fire that burns inside of you? Is it your family, your dreams, the desire to leave a legacy? Whatever it is, don't let go of it. Let it be the fuel that keeps you going even when the road gets tough. Because no matter how hard the journey, your why will always remind you why it's worth it. And here's something I want you to take with you. You are capable. You are stronger than you think. And you've got something powerful inside of you that the world needs. Your why isn't just about you. It's about the impact you'll make on others, the lives you'll touch, and the change you'll create. So, don't stop now. Keep going. Keep believing. Keep fighting for your why. The world is waiting for you to show up. Let that be the motivation you carry with you every single day, because when your why is bigger than your pain, nothing can stand in your way. Keep moving forward. You've got this. Action power. Motivation is a great feeling. It's that spark that lights the fire inside of you. But let's be real. Motivation means nothing if you don't turn it into action. The truth is, we can all get excited, we can all have great ideas, but at the end of the day, it's the actions we take that really matter. Here's the thing about success. It doesn't come to those who sit and wait for it. It comes to those who wake up every single day and put in the work. You don't have to wait for the stars to align or for the perfect moment to show up. If you do, you'll be waiting forever. The perfect moment never comes. There will always be something else. The next excuse, the next delay. But guess what? The only thing you need to start is the decision to act. Every single day, take at least one step. It doesn't have to be a giant leap. Maybe it's reading that one chapter. Maybe it's sending that email or making that call you've been putting off. Success isn't about the big grand gestures. It's the small steps taken consistently, even when you don't feel like it. Think about it. There are days when you feel like everything is working against you, when your energy is low and your motivation is nowhere to be found. That's when your discipline has to take over. It's easy to show up when you're feeling motivated and on top of the world. But can you show up when you're tired, when things are hard, when life is throwing curveballs at you? Look at athletes. They don't just train when they feel like it. They train when they're exhausted, when they're hurting, when they're questioning themselves. Think about Michael Jordan, the GOAT. He didn't make every shot, but what did he do? He kept shooting. He kept pushing, even when it felt like failure was just around the corner. He practiced when no one was watching. He worked when no one else was willing to. And that's why he became one of the greatest to ever play the game. We've all heard the quote by Will Smith, "You might be smarter than me, you might be more talented than me, but you will not outwork me." That's the mentality you need to adopt. Outworking your competition isn't about doing the most. It's about being relentless, about showing up even when you want to quit. Think about this for a second. Have you ever been in a situation where you had every reason to give up, but you kept pushing through anyway? Maybe it was a school project, a work deadline, or even a personal goal you were striving toward, when you didn't want to push yourself anymore, but you did it anyway. And that's when things started to click. You learned, you grew, and you saw results. That's the power of action. Look, there's no magic formula to success. It's about waking up and doing the work, even when it feels like no one is watching. It's about the sacrifices, losing a bit of sleep, giving up a bit of comfort to chase something bigger. And when you push yourself like that, you're not just working hard. You're becoming someone who knows how to persevere, someone who can handle adversity, someone who's ready for anything life throws their way. So, here's the real question. What's holding you back? Are you waiting for the perfect moment? Are you waiting for life to give you the green light? Or are you ready to take action right now? Remember, nothing in life is handed to you. If you want success, you need to go out and earn it. That means showing up when it's hard, when it's uncomfortable, when it feels like you can't do it anymore. Because when you keep showing up, when you keep taking action, that's when the magic happens. That's when you start turning your pain into power. So here's your call to action. Stop waiting for the right moment and start right now. The best time to act was yesterday. The second best time, right this moment. Don't let fear, doubt, or exhaustion hold you back. Push through. Work harder than everyone around you. Let your actions speak louder than your excuses. It's time to turn your pain into power and take that first step toward the life you want. Let's get to work. Now go make it happen. No 5, he rewarded. What's waiting for you? Imagine for a moment, just for a second, what your life will look like when you refuse to give in. Picture it. What will your future hold when you choose to push through the challenges instead of letting them stop you? What does success look like for you when you no longer settle for less than your best? Think about the people you could inspire, the lives you could touch with your perseverance, with your example of pushing through, even when the world is telling you to quit. Every step forward, every time you get back up after a fall, it's not just about you anymore. It's about everyone watching you. The way you carry yourself when things get tough. The way you make decisions when nobody is looking. That's what shapes your future. You have the power to lead by example. And then there's the success waiting for you. It may not be easy, it may not come overnight, but it's there just around the corner. And I promise you, it's going to feel incredible. Because when you've fought for something, when you've put in the blood, sweat, and tears, every moment of success, no matter how small, will feel like a massive victory. But let's be real for a moment. This journey, it's not going to be a smooth ride. It's not going to be perfect. There will be times when you feel like giving up, times when you wonder if you're on the right path, times when you question your ability to keep going. And you know what? That's okay. It's normal. Everyone who's ever achieved anything meaningful has been there. Think about the people you admire, whether it's a public figure, a mentor, or even a close friend who's achieved something big. Do you think their journey was all sunshine and rainbows? No. They've faced doubt, They've faced setbacks, and they've faced struggles. Take the story of Thomas Edison. He failed thousands of times before he invented the light bulb. Every time someone told him he'd never succeed, he just saw it as one step closer to figuring it out. And now, his name is immortalized in history, and he changed the way we live forever. So if he could keep going, what's stopping you? Or think about Serena Williams, who had to battle not just on the tennis court, but against countless doubters, injuries, and setbacks throughout her career. She faced struggles that most people would crumble under, but she refused to give in. And now, she's one of the greatest athletes in the world. It's about resilience. It's about choosing to believe in yourself when the odds are stacked against you. And yes, there will be moments where you wonder if it's all worth it. If the pain, the frustration, the sacrifices are worth it. And I want to tell you this, it is. You're already capable of greatness. It's already inside you. Whether you know it or not, you have everything you need to succeed. Your potential is limitless. It's only a matter of whether you choose to tap into it, to fight for it, to hold on to it when things get tough. So what's the key? The key is to keep going, even when it hurts. Even when you feel like the world is against you. Even when you don't have all the answers. When you're uncertain of your next step. The key is to show up. Show up for yourself. Show up for your dreams. Show up for your future. Think about the version of yourself you want to become. That person who never gave up. Who kept pushing even when the road was rough. Who refused to let fear dictate their path. Now, imagine that person looking back at you with gratitude because you made the decision to fight, to refuse to give in. That person is you. You just have to choose it. You just have to choose to keep going. And here's the thing. When you reach that point, when you finally achieve your goals, every moment of struggle, every tear, every painful moment, it will all be worth it. Because success won't just be about what you've gained, it'll be about the person you've become. It'll be about your journey, your growth, your transformation. So I want you to ask yourself, are you willing to fight for your future? Are you ready to do whatever it takes to reach your goals, even when it's hard? The reward is waiting for you on the other side of your perseverance. It's within your reach, but you have to make the choice to reach for it. Today, right now, you have the power to change your life. It starts with the decision to keep going, no matter what. So what will you do? Will you fight for your dreams, or will you let them slip away? The reward is waiting for you. It's time to go after it. It's time to fight for it, because you are capable of greatness. End with a powerful line like, "The only limit to your success is your willingness to keep going. Don't stop now. Your future self is counting on you." This extended version engages the audience emotionally by incorporating relatable examples and encouraging them to push through adversity. Quote, "So I ask you again, will you give in or will you rise? The choice is yours. Get up. Push forward. Keep fighting. Because your story is not over yet. This is only the beginning. Now go out there and prove to the world and to yourself that you will never give in."